Hello. Jai Sri Swaminarayan, SSGM English Medium School run by Sri Sajanand Gurukul heartily welcomes you to this online platform. So, today I am going to take chapter number 8 part 2 of chapter Wind, Storm and Cyclones. We will start from where we stopped in our last part. So, let us try to understand how winds are produced, how they bring rain and how they can be destructive sometimes. You are already known that when air moves it is called wind. Air moves from the region where the air pressure is high to the region where the pressure is low. The greater the difference in the pressure, the faster the air moves. But how are the pressure difference are created in nature? Is the difference is temperature involved? The following activities will help you to understand this. So, we have already discussed that in our last lecture that moving air is known as wind. Moving air is known as wind. Air is present everywhere, but the moving air is known as wind, and the wind only blows from region of higher pressure to the region of lower pressure. So, we will discuss in this lecture how winds are created, how this temperature difference is created. Somehow or some large difference is there, then only wind can move from region of higher pressure to the region of lower pressure. The temperature difference should be there. It does not matter what temperature is 100 degree, 20 degree or 2 to 3 degree. If there is little bit temperature difference, the wind will start blowing, because there should be one criteria for blowing wind is that the pressure difference should be there. What characters are involved in this, what factors are involving in this pressure difference, we will include in this lecture. So, is temperature also involved? They are asking to us that is temperature is also involved. We will also take about this note. So, 8.3 air expands on heating. So, activity 8.5, take a boiling tube. Boiling tube is a one type of glass tube which we can be used in activities for boiling water. So, there is nothing like boiling tube means something burning like tube, no. Boiling tube means simple a glass tube which is used in activities involving boiling water or boiled water. The activities which involve boiled water and the test tubes which we involve in this are known as boiling tube. Stretch a balloon tightly over the neck of the tube. You can use a tap to make it tight. Pour some hot water in a beaker. Insert the boiling tube with the balloon in hot water. Observe for 2 to 3 minutes for any change in the shape of the balloon. Take the tube out. Let it cool down to the room temperature. Take some ice cold water in another beaker and place the tube with the balloon in cold water for 2 to 3 minutes. Observe the change in the shape of the balloon. Okay. In this activity they are trying to say to take one boiling tube. This beaker involves hot water. Boiling tube immersed in hot water. In this beaker the water content is hot or boiled water. In this you have to take water, but ice cooled. There is some maybe ice also present and cold water should be there. So, these two beakers are different, totally different from one another, and you have to see put both the test tubes in one another for 2 to 3 minutes, and you have to observe it for after 2 to 3 minutes what will you observe, they are asking to us. So, think and try to answer what makes the balloon inflated when the boiling tube is placed in hot water. Why is the same balloon deflated when the tube is kept in cold water? Can we infer from the first observation that air expands on heating? Can you now state what happened to the air in the boiling tube when it cools down? So, they are giving us idea about the air expands on heating. Air expands on heating. Okay. So, in first beaker you have observed that the water content is boiled water. So, air inside this boiling tube is hot or get hotted by the hot water or boiled water. So, the balloon, the shape of the balloon is get inflated, means get inflated, but take it out and put it for few times in room temperature, let it be cool for some time, and put this same test tube with the balloon covered, tightly covered with, you can use tape also here, and put this test tube in another beaker after few time, that it cools, let it be cool for some time, and what will you observe? After some time, this, when this same test tube is put in the cold water, the water beaker containing ice cold water or some pieces of ice, the same balloon get deflated, that deflated. So, in this you will observe the two different shapes of balloon. In first it get inflated and in second it gets deflated. So, why it is so? Why this happens? This activity shows that air expands on heating. Simply it infer to us that the air expands on heating. Okay, moving further, can we infer, sorry. So, the next activity is very interesting. This will make you understand more about hot air. Activity 8.6, take two paper bags or empty paper cups of the same size. Hang the two bags in the inverted position on the two ends of the metal or wooden stick. Tie a piece of thread in the middle of the stick. Hold the stick by the thread as in a balance. Put a burning candle below one of the bag as shown in the figure. Observe what happens. Why is the balance of the bag disturbed? Does this activity indicate that warm air rises up? As the warm air rises up, it pushes the bag above the candle. Does the disturbance of the balance suggest that the warm air is lighter than the cold air? Can you now explain why smoke always rises up? So, this activity is giving also result for rising of smoke. Also, it is important to remember that on heating, the air expands and occupies more space. When the same thing occupies more space, it becomes lighter. The warm air is therefore lighter than the cold air. That is the reason that the smoke goes up. In nature, there are several situations where warm air rises at a place. The air pressure at that place is lowered. The cold air from the surrounding area rushes it in to fill its place. This sets up convection in air, as you learn in chapter 4. So, in activity 8.6, you will see that you have to take one metal stick, okay, and take two inverted paper cups. The position of the paper cups should be inverted, okay, upside down. Inverted means upside down. So, and put one thread or string in the middle of that metal stick. So, like weighing machine, you in earlier days people use weighing machine to use such weight for weighting some things. So, put burning candle below one of the paper bags. So, the balance get undisturbed. You will observe in this activity that this will move upward and this will move downward. Okay, why this happens? The reason why this happens, why the balance get disturbed when we put a burning candle one of the below the one of the paper cups. By this activity we conclude that the air expands on heating. When same amount of air get heated, it will occupy more space and it will become lighter. Lighter means less in weight and it will move upward. This activity also suggests the reason behind why smoke moves only upward. Whenever you see people smoking or cooking some food, or you will observe that the smoke always move in upward direction, not in downward direction. Why this? The reason is that the air is in less weight, the smoke is always in less weight. Because of expanding, its weight become less and it will occupy more space and it always move in upward direction. You will never observe that smoke moves in downward direction. So, this is the reason that air expands on heating. Okay. So, 8.4, wind currents are generated due to uneven heating of the earth. So, how wind currents are generated? So, how wind currents are generated? These situations are, there are two types of or two conditions in which air generated or wind currents are generated. So, first is uneven heating between the equator and the poles. You might have learned in geography that the region close to the equator get maximum heat from the sun. The air in this region gets warm. The warm air rises and the cooler air from the regions in the 0 to 30 degrees latitude belt on either side of the equator moves in. This wind blows from the north and the south towards the equator. At the poles, the air is colder than at the latitudes about 60 degrees. The warm air at this latitude rises up and the cold wind from the polar region rushes in to take its place. In this way, wind circulation is set up from the poles to the warmer latitude as shown in figure 8.8. So, let us get understand what they want to say in this activity. So, in geography you have already learned about little bit about earth. So, let this be earth. This is our earth. The central line is known as equator. So, this portion is known as North Pole. Similarly, the bottom portion is known as South Pole. So, sun's position is somewhere how, looking at here, the radiation near the equator will directly come to the equator. So, this region get more heat or more hot, but this region 0 to 30 degree latitude will receive very less amount of heat. Only this portion will receive more heat compared to this region. This region will get more heated than this region. These are colder region because the sun rays are not reaching directly to these portions. So, there is little bit temperature difference because temperature is more near the equator than compared to the North Pole and South Pole. So, the air present near the equator will get heated and move towards upside. Okay. So, will move upside. Similarly, when the hot air get it lighter in weight due to heating of sun, this air get hot and warm and rises up, as we have discussed already that air expands on heating. So, whenever they expand they move in upward direction. So, when this place is vacant, there is empty space or empty or space without air. The place taken by this is cold air. Cold air. So, this circulation starts whenever there is some temperature difference. So, hot air get rising up and similarly cold air from north or south pole moving and take its place. So, this cycle is continuously goes on and the wind circulation gets started. Second is uneven. I wonder why the winds shown in the figure are not in the exact north-south direction. The wind would have flown in the north-south direction from north to south or from south to north. A change in direction is, however, caused by the rotation of earth. The position of wind is always goes on changing as the location of the or the position of the earth goes on changes, because the sun is fixed but the position of earth is going on changed because of rotation on its axis. So, the direction of wind also get changed every time. Second reason, uneven heating of land and water. You have read about the sea breeze and the land breeze in chapter 4. Already you have discussed the land breeze and sea breeze in chapter 4. In summer, near the equator, the land warms up faster and most of the time the temperature of land is higher than that of water in the ocean. The air over the land gets heated and rises. This causes the wind to flow from the ocean towards the land. These are called monsoon winds. Okay. Similar one more reason is there. Suppose let it this be land and this is sea. During summer. So, during summer time the land gets more heated than the water. This region shall be cold compared to this region. So, hot air rises up or moves in this direction. Similarly, the empty space created by this take place by the cold air from the sea. So, this is called monsoon winds. In monsoon during summer season, the hot air from the land moves towards the seaside, and from seaside the cold wind is coming towards land. These winds are known as monsoon winds. The word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word mosam, which means season. So, monsoon is the Arabic word which comes from which means season. Okay. In winter, the direction of wind flow gets reversed. It flows from land to the sea. I want to know what these winds do for us. The winds from the ocean carry water and bring rain. It is a part of the water cycle. So, during winter the pattern gets changed, land, and this is sea. So, as we seen during summer the cold wind moves towards land, but in winter the pattern gets changed. The water rises, the air above the water rises and moves towards the land. Similarly, the wind from land move towards the sea breeze. So, these two different patterns we observe in the due to uneven heating of the sun, uneven heating of the earth. Okay. The winds from the ocean carry water and bring rains. So, there Bojo asked us, so what is the purpose behind this? Why are these activities are taking place? So, the reason is that the winds help us to bring rain, and how it bring rain to us, let us see. The monsoon winds carry water and its rains. So, clouds bring rain and give us happiness. Farmers in our country depend mainly on rains for their harvest. There are many folk songs associated with clouds and rain. Sing and enjoy with your friends if you know such a song. Here is one for you. So, monsoon winds bring rain, and by rain the farmers get excited, and there are many folk songs also sung in this occasion. So, there is one folk song in our book. Roaring clouds across the sky tell us that monsoon here. Dark and floating clouds then pour raindrops everywhere. Clouds make lightning flash overhead and irrigate fields with rain. Clouds make earth, its fragrance spread when wet with drops of rain. Rising from the ocean vast, clouds fill up with rain. Rain to ocean back at last to mingle with ocean again. So, in this song they are saying that what rain is actually doing. The fragrance of soil get excited peoples, the people happiness, farmers filled with happiness during monsoon, and how they happy, their excitement is shown in this song. Finally, the rainwater comes back to their home again from ocean, and ocean to land, and land to ocean. This cycle goes on repeating. So, here we today we stop, and in next chapter we read about thunderstorm and cyclones. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.